Okay guys, this is Cruise Roy on doing a video on a fueling station for your nitro heli or gas heli. I'm doing one for a gas heli. What most people use is a 1 or 2 gallon for the field. This is a 1 gallon 4 ounce, so it gives you room for 1 gallon fuel and 4 ounces of the 2-cycle oil, so it gives you plenty of room. And it was like $12.99 free shipping, but they came with these dual white caps. I kind of didn't like them. They seemed like a milk jug cap. They seemed cheap. So for another $3 I got this heavier duty red cap. It matches the tank nicer, and all I want to say is there's a couple of people that sell these already made, but I like having a project and like tinkering, so I figured I'd try one myself. But like I said, $12.99 for the jug, and you don't want the pour spout or anything, so you can actually buy these without any pour spout, just with a cap. So that's what you're looking for, because you want this cap to put your Dubro system in. Also, I bought the Dubro. There's other systems, but the Dubro quick fill fuel pump says works with gasoline or glow, so I needed to for gasoline, so I purchased this. The only problem is it comes with nitro fuel line instead of Tygon or neoprene fuel line, so this is useless. So you end up with some nitro fuel. I have nitro bird, so that's fine, so we'll get that out of the way. But for another $5 you buy some Tygon fuel line. That'll replace the nitro line, but you need the gas because the nitro line will melt in the gasoline. The quick fuel pump system from Dubro comes with a little filter that'll drop into the tank, and this is your upper part with a nut and O-ring, and this sticks out of the cap. Once we're complete, there'll be a hole here, and this will all stick out of the cap, you know, ready to go for fueling. And so that's what comes with the Dubro kit, plus the pump comes with it, and that was a total of $25 with shipping and everything for the whole setup. And the Dubro comes with this gas or nitro pump. Alright, it works with either or. It's got the fuel lines. The only thing I did, also you'll need some Velcro to make a strap. It's nice to strap it to the tank. And I made a piece of plexiglass and carved some notches, and I put felt here to protect the gas tank and countersunk the screws, but the felt will protect the gas tank from any scratching. And so I made this myself as a bracket, you know, bolted onto the pump so it can be strapped onto the tank. And so like I says, you need this type of Velcro. It comes with the 2 sides. You got the male and female, and what it is, I'm going to use this piece as a demo. As I peeled it off, well, first I ran it through my slots. I made slots in the Lexan, and I passed it through with the paper on it so it wouldn't stick, of course. Once it was through, I just folded it in half so it has the same texture on both sides. And you take your time and you can get it nice and even. So now you end up with this belt with the furry side, or a belt with the, we'll call it the male and female side. But both sides have their texture because you actually folded the piece in half, and you notice the furry side's a little shorter. Alright, but the quick fuel pump comes with the fill station, nitro tubing, keychain hook that hooks onto this, but you want it mounted to the tank, so you need that, and that comes, you know, with the quick fuel pump system. So it's $25 for that, another $12.99 for the jug and a cap, and the fuel line's another $5. And now it's the Velcro I picked up at a hardware store and a piece of Lexan just hanging around. Oh, and also the Dubro comes with instructions, so you might not want to throw that away. You know, just showing you which way the hoses go and how to put it into the tank and everything. Alright, so what we need for tools is you would like a, you know, a digital caliper. This can tell you, you know, what you need for a drill bit if it's not in the instructions, you know, and everything's working out to be a 1/2-inch drill bit, you know, plus or minus. You have an O-ring on this, so you can go a little bigger. Alright, and we'll get rid of this. And you want a pair of scissors to cut the Tygon fuel line, you know, put it in the right position. And also I want to show you on the tank, I put a strip of the Velcro male side on here, and also on the back of the pump. If you notice, that's that little piece that actually acts as a protector, and also it'll stick to that. So when you go to strap it on, let's see, I want to put it label facing up here. Alright, it kind of looks good because it lines up with the red part of the tank. I put it on, come around with this part of the strap. This stuff sticks really good. Put it here, do a little stretchy. Stretch it as tight as you can get it. You're not going to hurt this Velcro because it's doubled up. And make it look nice and neat. Alright, so there's the strap. Pump, it's not going to move. It's Velcroed also, as well as the strap. Alright, so that's on the tank. So now all we need to do is work on the cap. We really don't have to do anything with this. Like I said, the kit came with a new cap and a vent cap, but you don't really need the vent cap, so we'll get rid of that. Because when you're using the Dubro fuel system, when you pull this line out to fill your heli, it's got a vent right there. So she's got plenty of vent, so you don't really need to do that. Also for tools, nice to have a drill multi-bit. This one works out mint. The last one in the end is the one I need, so it's going to help start, go all the way through the cap. So that's what I'll start on first. We'll do the cap. Here's the cap. If you look at the cap, it's already got a center hole. It's already got a center where the mold was. So there's the cap. Made a little mess here. A little filter. Now the Dubro setup. Remove the nut. Just want to check the instructions. The O-ring goes inside the cap with the nut. So I'll get this O-ring off. Of course, that was dumb of me to put it on. Now it's stuck on there. Okay, O-ring's off. Let's put our pump system through here. Little O-ring from Dubro. And then the nut. Yeah, what I don't like, I have one of the older ones. I forgot what company it is for the nitro, and everything was metal. This Dubro setup is all plastic, so I'm hoping for the best here. Alright, I'm going to put it hand tight. I think that's all you need to do with the plastic. So here you go, you got a cap, gasket on the cap, line. Alright, let's bring the gas jug back up here. Alright, so now we need to, where's that little filter? So with the tag on, I'm going to try to grab something that's flat here. Should straighten out when the fuel goes in, but I'm going to put the tag on onto this little fuel filter that comes with the Dubro setup. Some people will put oil on this to slide it on. Not a good idea. It'll slide right back off, so just use brute force, a little turning, and get it on. There it is. Now the purpose is to get it at the proper height here. Some people like to leave just a little bit extra, which is fine, but it's tough with a bent unless you use a tape measure. But okay, so doesn't want to stay straight. Comes in a package rolled up. Okay, so I'm going to go there, top of the cap, extra ½ inch off. I'm just going to go a ½ inch less. Put the tag on down. Alright, so the filter end attaches to the bottom side of the Dubro fitting here. Same thing, just take your time, work it on. You don't want to use any lubricants because it'll pop right back off. And as it gets old, it's going to get tighter anyways. So this is what we got so far. This should straighten out in the fuel anyways and be a nice straight little doobie. Got the little filter on the bottom. Alright, here's your fuel pot. Alright, so the next thing is line your cap up properly. I usually go backwards first. Listen for a click. There we go. And I almost got lucky with it being straight. So you can adjust that after if you want it this way or if you want it facing this way. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to actually put it at a slight angle so the tubing is here. Alright. So now so far, cap's drilled out. Nice Velcro guard. Little pump right here. And let's go to the instructions real quick. The top of the pump wants to be your fill. So the bottom of the pump wants to lead to the base of the fitting. So let me put it on the base of the fitting here, the tag on fuel line. The nitro fuel line would go on like a breeze, but I was kind of bummed about that. It says for gas or nitro and they only give you the nitro fuel line. Alright, like I said, this one goes to the bottom of the pump. So if we flip it over, bottom of the pump line here, I'm just going to give it a little bit of slack so it's not kinked. Right here. It has dimensions for the fuel line, but everybody's going to make their own different little fueling system, you know. Same thing, they just press on onto these nipples. Alright, now we need to fill. So I'll take this off. What I'm going to do is put it on this end, because I know where that is. Alright, so there's your fuel up, so you can fuel your heli through one of your ports. It sits here when it's not in use. There's an O-ring here. Now depending on how much you want here, if you want a lot, you could probably just loop it, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of do this little loop like that and hit it. They tell you about, I don't know, in the instructions they say 32 inches of tubing. You know, I don't know how far away you want to be, but this seems fine to me. I'm not even measuring, I'm doing everything by eye. This looks like the perfect little setup right there. It goes around the jug. It'll stay tight there, so we're going to chop it right here. Okay, so that leaves me a little bit of line. Get rid of some tools here. Alright, so it'll pretty much just loop around like that. This one is the top fuel line. Now these are self-priming, supposedly. My nitro one, sometimes I gotta blow a little air into the tank, but we'll have to see once it's done. And what it is, the top line is the out, and you want to crank this way. So, like I said, I kind of like that size, so I pull it off. I can put it into my heli, plug it into the heli. It's good enough distance away. Wrap it up like that, and there you go. Instant fuel jump.